I sat on the edge of my bed holding an old photo. In it, a little girl with bright eyes and a big smile stood between her parents. My dad, a tall black man with a gentle look, and my mom, a petite white woman with fiery red hair. I'm 32 now, but looking at that picture brings back so many memories, some warm and some really painful. Growing up in a small town, I always felt like I was stuck between two worlds. At school, I was often the target of mean jokes and racial slurs. "You're not really one of us," some black kids would say because of my light skin and loose curls. "You're not really white," some white kids would taunt, making fun of my features that made me different. Being rejected by both sides led to an identity crisis that followed me through my teenage years. I wanted to fit in but felt like I didn't belong anywhere. At home, my parents loved me deeply, but even they sometimes didn't understand what I was going through. My mom would hug me and say, "You're beautiful just the way you are," while my dad would tell me stories of our ancestors, hoping to make me proud of my heritage. But their words often felt like a small bandage on a big wound. In college, I tried to reinvent myself. I focused on my studies and surrounded myself with friends from all different backgrounds. Learning about other cultures and histories made me feel less alone. Yet, the internal battle continued. I dated men who either fetishized my mixed-race heritage or couldn't understand my experiences. I changed my hairstyle, my clothes, even the way I talked, trying to fit into different molds, but none of them felt right. Everything changed when I moved to a big city for work. The city was full of different cultures and identities, and it felt like a breath of fresh air. I met people who embraced their mixed heritage confidently, seeing it as a beautiful mix of experiences. Inspired by them, I began a journey to discover myself. I started a blog called Blended Beauty, where I shared my story and the stories of others like me. The blog quickly became a safe space for people to share their experiences and support each other. Through writing and connecting with others, I began to heal. I also went to therapy, where I learned to unpack years of internalized racism and rejection. My therapist helped me understand that my worth wasn't tied to the acceptance of others, but to my own acceptance of myself. Slowly, I began to see my mixed heritage as a strength, not a weakness. I embraced both sides of my identity, realizing it gave me a unique perspective and resilience. One evening, as I sat in my cozy apartment, surrounded by photos of my family, friends, and the people I'd met through my blog, I felt a sense of peace I hadn't known before. I picked up the old photo again, the one of my younger self between my parents. This time, I didn't feel the sting of past rejections. Instead, I saw a girl who had grown into a strong, compassionate woman. I had faced racism, rejection, and identity crises, but I had also found hope, community, and self-love.